stood at the edge of the deep, dark forest, gazing up at the imposing silhouette of Chateau de Brissac in France. It was said to be haunted, a place where nightmares came to life. The moon's feeble light struggled to penetrate the dense canopy above, casting an eerie glow over the ancient ruins. I shivered, not only from the cold night air but also from the knowledge that a murder had taken place here just a month ago. The memory of that tragic event still haunted my thoughts. A young woman had met her untimely demise within these very walls, her life stolen away by an unknown assailant. It was a chilling mystery that had gripped the small village nearby, and I couldn't resist the allure of the castle's secrets. Determined to uncover the truth, I took a tentative step forward, my heart pounding in my chest. As I ventured deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to close in around me, their twisted branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. A sense of foreboding settled over me, as if the forest itself whispered of the horrors that lay ahead. But I pressed on, the need for answers outweighing my fear. With each step, the ruins of Chateau de Brissac grew more menacing. Crumbling walls and broken windows stared back at me like empty eye sockets, and the air was thick with an otherworldly silence. Shadows danced and shifted, playing tricks on my senses. I could swear I heard whispers carried by the wind echoing through the abandoned halls. As I entered the castle's desolate interior, a shiver ran down my spine. The remnants of a forgotten era loomed all around me, cobwebs stretching across ancient tapestries, and dust coating the once grand furniture. It was a haunting reminder of the castle's dark past, and I couldn't help but wonder what secrets were hidden within its decaying walls. My flashlight cut through the darkness, illuminating the path ahead. The narrow corridors led me deeper into the heart of the castle, each step filling me with a mix of anticipation and dread. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the sound of my own footsteps echoing through the empty chambers. I came upon a room that seemed frozen in time, a long-abandoned study, its walls lined with bookshelves that sagged under the weight of forgotten knowledge. As I perused the dusty tomes, a cold breeze whispered through the room, extinguishing the flame of my candle. Panic seized me as the darkness closed in around me. Fumbling in the darkness, I retrieved my lighter, a small flickering flame that provided me with a glimmer of hope. But the shadows seemed to take on a life of their own, twisting and contorting into grotesque forms. I could almost feel eyes watching me from the darkness, unseen gazes filled with malice. Just as I turned to leave, a voice, cold and menacing, pierced the air.
"You should not have come here,"
it whispered, sending a chill down my spine. I whirled around, searching for the source of the voice, but there was no one to be seen. The castle came alive around me. Walls groaned, stones shifted, and the very floor beneath my feet seemed to tremble. I ran, my heart pounding, desperate to escape the malevolent presence that lurked in the shadows. But my pursuer was relentless. Their footsteps echoed behind me, growing louder and closer with each passing moment. Fear clutched at my throat, threatening to suffocate me. I darted into a hidden alcove, hoping to find refuge, but there was nowhere to hide. As the footsteps drew nearer, I braced myself for the final confrontation. The murderer emerged from the darkness, their face obscured by a twisted mask. A glint of malice shone in their eyes as they raised a gleaming blade, intent on silencing the last witness to their heinous crime. In that moment, survival became my sole instinct. Adrenaline surged through my veins, and I fought back with every ounce of strength I possessed. We grappled in the darkness, the sounds of struggle echoing through the silent halls of Chateau de Brissac. But the odds were against me. The murderer was cunning, their movements swift and precise. As their blade descended, I closed my eyes, ready to meet my fate. Silence enveloped the castle once more, broken only by the sound of my ragged breaths. I cautiously opened my eyes, expecting to see the lifeless face of the murderer. Instead, I found myself alone, surrounded by the oppressive atmosphere of the ruined castle. With a heavy heart, I emerged from the shadows, forever changed by my encounter with the darkness within Chateau de Brissac. The murder remained unsolved, and the secrets of the castle were destined to remain buried in its haunted halls.